Replay analysis for Dolly, doubles replay. This is Diamond 2, and they are looking for help on positioning and boost management. Should be nice and easy. See if there's anything else. Nope. Yeah, let's get started. Okay. Well, one thing I do want to point out first is the camera settings. I did check them out. I think your FOV is 100. That's fine. The main problem I do have is your distance. Main problem is that because there will be a lot of situations in this game that I noticed where where it seemed like you were caught out by how little of the field you could see, and as a result, you didn't make the best decision. So, as a starter, I think your distance was 240, from what I remember. So I'd definitely recommend at least trying out a further distance, saying like 260, 70, 80, maybe even up to 300. Because that means you'll just be able to see a bit more of the field than what you are at the moment. I think that was pretty much everything I wanted to cover there. I don't know, I think of things randomly, so we'll get to that when we get to it. Anyway, kickoff was reasonable. Let's see this. Yeah, main problem, well, going up the wall to begin with. What you really should be doing, this was a really slow approach to begin with. So we'll just start here. So, kickoff, it was reasonable, like I said, but one thing you can improve on is using a flip on the kickoff. So, flipping here on the boost, that means you can just land here and you'll still have about 10 boosts spare that you can either use to get more speed into the ball or to save. And that's just way more efficient. Next of all, you should be flipping at that boost. Your first priority should be getting that boost. You're not really at a stake to get this ball yet. So, you should be getting that boost as quickly as possible, and then you would have been able to turn around properly instead of doing that. So yeah, just a very slow start overall. But you get a nice pass from there. Teammate, you get a goal. So, that's what matters in the end. Alright. Okay, cheat up overall. Yeah. I would again call this a very slow approach and a very slow follow-up. And then you just don't get high enough, simply, and you just get dunked on, so... Alright, good turnaround, good presenting yourself as a passing opportunity. Didn't happen. This you didn't really need to do this, so... Like, you wasted 20 boosts for no real reason to go nowhere, and then you steal the boost from your teammate, who probably needed it. Yet, one boost. He needed that boost, you did not whatsoever, so no reason to be there. You just put yourself out of position. We'll look at your shadowing here. You could have just turned for that, really. You didn't need to shadow that. Like, if you had just given yourself if you had been wider, like you're supposed to, if you had been, say, like, if you had been, say, like, here, instead of over there, chasing after the ball in the corner, you would have been able to just swing around and smack this right back into the corner, instead of having to be forced to shadow this ball. It's like an okay shadow and all, but this is just really bad. Like, you're lucky that the opponents didn't take advantage of that. Main problem is that you take so long to turn your boost on. Like, you should have your boost on them. At this rank, you should know fast aerials. And you should be able to just put your boost on the moment you go up, not have this input problem. Now again, nice opportunity, just as it doesn't work. Alright, that was good. Go past first opponent, we'll see what we do here. Yeah, being again, just being a bit too patient. You failed to flip, did you? Try to flip? I'll try again. I don't want him. I want no one. Let's see if he tried to flip here. Okay, yeah, fair game. Actually. Oh no. Wait. Oh, right, okay, so you got that jump. I was just trying to make sure. It can be weird, those corners. So, okay. So yeah, main problem there is just trying to make sure you jump a bit later than what you did there. Just so you don't avoid that. Let's see your recovery here. Wasn't the greatest. This wasn't your ball. You should just be going straight to center and letting your teammate pick this up, not stuffing around here. As a result, they get the free attack, so... In the end, in the interest of team rotations and being a bit more free-flowing in the play, don't be fighting for the ball in a corner. Just let them take it. In the end, your opponent's always going to win that battle because they have the momentum, so just simple as that, really. And this was just a terrible miss. You should not be missing that any day. You just throw yourself at it. You're not even aimed at where the ball's going to be. So even if this hadn't rolled up, even if the wall hadn't have existed, you probably would have just flown right by it anyway. So, that's just a really embarrassing miss. That should not be done. Same deal. Using a flip on the kickoff, you wouldn't have lost it to begin with, at least not as badly. That was alright. We'll see what we do here. That was good overall. Just had to get yourself in the way, and you did that, so good on you. Yeah. This takeout of defense, while you had good patience, just take control of the ball, then you just throw it away. Like, I don't know what the hell that was. It looked like a power slide attempt, but yeah. It just wasn't very well executed. Oh. You just rotate in the wrong position. Like, why are you turning around here? Just turn around wide. Like, where's your teammate? He's right behind you. He's got this ball on a live long. He's got this ball all day. And instead you just confuse him, slow the play down for no good reason, and stop any potential good counter attack. And they just get the ball away when you try to attack it. Like at the moment, you're just slowing the play down, you're suffocating it, you're not allowing your team to have good opportunities. Oh my god. So yeah, main problem is that you don't keep yourself facing forward there. Like, you're way too forward to begin with, but you should have been able to just go for that instead of letting this happen. That was just terrible. Do not flip there. Like, this is basically, you were lucky that you didn't own goal this. If you are going to go for it like this, then don't flip. Just do a second jump. And you would have hit that onto the backboard. And a lot cleaner than that. And you're very lucky this doesn't go in. That was fine. He doesn't put the pass to you. Oh well. It just took way too long again. You should be recognizing where the opponent is, where he's going. And really, you should be striving to clear this out to center, out to the right-hand side anyway. Not stuffing around the middle of the field when you don't have any time. Because your teammate was there for the pass, and once again, players slowed down. Because of your refusal to do much more than just sit there and wait. Just takes way too long. Like, that's the main problem there. And you don't stay in goal. Like, this is your best bet, really. It's just stay in goal. The angle you're coming from, even if you manage to get a hit on this, where's this going? Straight to center. Anyway, so that's a goal. Either way I see it. The only way you're going to save this is if you just stay in goal and be patient, because he was just going to hit it right at you. Like, that's the time when you be patient and you wait for it, not in the middle of the field while someone's chasing after you. Anyway, just too slow. You miss your opportunity. You should really be trying to get as much speed off this as possible. You should be boosting it and just... You should just pretty much be hitting it here and just trying to get it roll off the top wall. And instead of stuffing around with that and completely missing it. Just again, suffocating the play. It's not really working out. See what you do here. Okay, so good enough. That's what you need to do. Didn't have much boost. Teammate is gonna... We'll see what he does. Okay. Yeah. That wasn't great by your teammate at all. Threw the ball away with that touch there. Didn't recover it. Again, did the same you did, really, and just stuffed around in the middle too much. But this time it was capitalised on immediately. Not much of your fault in the end. You couldn't expect him to do that, so... Yeah. Only thing could recommend is try and stay a bit more stable in the centre. Like, just staying in goal until absolutely needed. That's the only thing I could really say, but in the end, you can't account that for Diamond 3 teammates. Diamond 2, Diamond 3 teammates just screwing up that badly. They should know better than that, and rightly so. Anyway, we'll go back to this. So, kickoff. Again, here's your flip. Wouldn't have been so dead. And probably lucky it didn't go in there. No, you didn't get a good flick. Alright. Main problem there is that you are shadowing a bit too close, so when a challenge comes and you inevitably turn away, you're not there to receive the pass that ultimately comes, and that's not a goal. You remain 2 goals down. So just trying to stay a bit wider, really. If a pass is going to come in, it's going to come wide. That was alright there. You got to clear out, so... Oh god, what was that? You just don't boost. That is the only explanation for that. You use a second jump when you didn't need to, and you don't boost. You just kind of sit there dead. So, there's that. Then it gets demoed because stuffing around. And yeah. Probably going to be a goal, seeing as the other guy's rotating. Main problem is that you come in way too flat. You should be picking up small bursts here, really. Just kind of hanging in the middle of the field. You only have 25 boosts, and you spend a lot of it just boosting laterally, not up. And as a result, this is just going to be an easy goal. So yeah. Yeah, so teammate refuses to go for it for some dumb reason. I'm gonna bet that you called it, so I don't think there's any problem with that. It's just him being an idiot. You had a lot more time than you thought you did. That was good to take that ball like that. It was good to hit it like that because your teammate was gonna try and dunk you for some dumb reason, despite plainly seeing you. Like, we'll look from his view. Okay, so he didn't even bother to try and look where you were. So that's great. Great teammate. Yeah, you just need... What you need to do is just come in from the left-hand side of the ball. Stay on the... What you really... Just stay over the ground as long as possible. Okay, the more time you spend in the air, that's more boost that's being wasted. And that's more time you're spending out of position. But... Opponents managed to be a monumental screw-up and own goal it in the only way they can as a team. So... They give you a little sniff at this. But for the next minute, this will remain scoreless, so... Yeah. Kickoff was alright, you cheated up fine. You go for boost there, that's alright. Main problem is that you're just not really quick enough on this, so you get dunked on. Teammate doesn't make a meal of it for once and actually gets an okay clear. I'd say that was alright. You'll just wait and see what's happening, and you get a decent 50-50 from it. Okay, so a teammate gets wrecked, and in the end, you got the 50-50. That's what matters. But your main problem is that you kind of follow the ball a bit too much. You do correct it at the last second, but you're definitely going to be trying to be more straight on these challenges, not coming in from the side like this. Because it doesn't, while it gets a clear, it doesn't really create an opportunity. They're just going to get the ball back and get it out. Again, just a bit too patient, a bit too slow. You should be getting yourself in position quicker and coming in a bit wider than this. You come in way too shallow, you catch it on the top of your car instead of on the side. And, yeah. Just don't really account for the drop of the ball, and you just whiff it. So, not much to be said about that. Definitely need a bit of work on car control in that aspect. That's an okay play for the teammate. I don't know what you're doing there, going for a demo. Main thing you should be doing now is waiting for a pass, seeing as if the opponent demoed your teammate, then sure, go for a demo by your heart's content. Or if anything, you'd want to be rotating back, but nevertheless, demo not the right option here. This isn't a freeze match. You don't have a third waiting behind you. You're the only person who can put this in at this point, so don't be going for demos, putting yourself out of position. Who the hell's going to score then? Just wait for the pass. Alright, that's your far better bet. The only person that should be going for demos and doubles is the first man. Or if the first man is dribbling, then the second man can go for it. The first man isn't dribbling here. He's on the corner. He's just gotten the demo. He's about to pass it to you. This is not when you go for a demo. You go for a demo if you're both in the middle of the field. You're dribbling upfield on a counter attack, and you have an opportunity to demo one of the goalies. That's when you go for a demo, and that's just why. Why are you going for this? You should be going back at this point. You shouldn't be jumping for this, because what happens if you hit this? Your own goal. That's what's going to happen if you actually hit that. Or you just give a free pass. So, either way, it's going to be a shitty situation. That's the end of the game at either rate. So, it was very subpar, that match. So many opportunities wasted. Very, very mediocre team play. Very mediocre solo play at that. And in the end, the scoreline, I would say it's a bit flattering, if anything. But, 4-2. That's just how it is. So, moving on. I think first thing I'll cover those kickoffs. Yeah, not using flips. It's, well, let's be honest, it'd be saying I'd more expect low diamond, or platinum. But anyway, regardless, no better time than the present, so... Alright, so the best thing you can do is just get into free play. Most of the time, they'll just put you in a kickoff position that you'll normally get in a 2s or 3s match. So, diagonal, instead of doing this, where you just waste boost, actually, probably be a bit better to turn off unlimited. There we go. Alright, so instead of doing... Reset me, thanks. There we go. Instead of doing this and just getting nowhere, do this instead. So, flip. And you see, I saved 17 boosts there. I only need to use 16 there. And I got a little bit faster than using all of my boosts at once. Or you can even use a diagonal flip, get even more speed. And I'm going basically supersonic by the time I hit the ball there. And I can be in an easy position. Alright, so I think this was also one kickoff. So you basically did this, and you just drove. Like, while that basically gets you supersonic anyway, seeing as you get plenty of time to go forward, it's a terrible waste of boost. So again, just flip. So yeah, I'm supersonic there. I have 18 boosts spare. And if I was actually any bit of accurate, I would have been able to score that. So yeah, that's basically that. Just practicing flips, just practicing using them, and then practicing in games. Oh well, if you miss a couple, that's how it is, you gotta practice them eventually. So yeah, definitely a good thing to try and make use of is free play for kickoffs. Ideally, you want to just get yourself so you're just in the way of your goal so it doesn't get scored on, and you also have a good line to the ball. So, unless you're intentionally missing to the corner. But anyway, what's the next thing? Oh yes, that was one thing I did notice about your settings. You had your steering sensitivity at 7, if I'm correct. Yes. So, 7, while it's probably not too much of a concern for you, considering that we'll get it to 7 if we are anywhere competent. There we go. Alright. So yeah, this is your steering. We'll turn it back unlimited. So basically, it makes it so there's a delay in your steering. As you can, like, the main problem comes if you're trying to make close plays like this, like dribbling. Like for me, because I normally have it on 7, I'll actually get this on top of my car. There we go. Right, so if I try to dribble fast, if I am actually competent at dribbling, like I try to make micro adjustments and it's just a delay. I'm basically putting lag on my steering. Like, because the steering sensitivity like that, just its sudden turns. Like, I'm sure it's not too much, as you're a very slow player in comparison to me, so it's not too much of an issue for you at this point, but trust me, once you start trying to play a little faster, 7 steering sensitivity is basically going to be unplayable. Because if you try dribbles like this, you're just going to drive past the ball a lot. You're going to have this sudden snap steering. Like for me at the moment, I can still manage with it, but that's only because I've done so much dribbling practice, and I'm at a skill level where I can still live. I can still kind of live with it. It's not great, like, but, you know. But for you, relatively inexperienced in comparison, when you try to play anywhere fast, this is just going to break you. Because you can't play fast with steering sensitivity like this. It's just terrible. So, I would recommend changing it to try 1. Simple as that. You don't need any change to your steering sensitivity. Just 1. 1's good enough. That means you have full control over your steering. It's not getting dictated over. And it just means you can make better. Just means you can dribble better. You can get yourself in the air better. Get yourself turned around better, really. And it'll just help your speed of play so much more if you can fully control your steering and not have a weird delay on it. Because you're basically just willfully putting a handicap on yourself if you're gonna do that. So I would recommend that. Same with the changing a distance. What's my distance? 270. So I think you had your distance something like this. 240. You had 110. You had 100. You had like 80. So yeah, you had something like this. This is just really far down. It's unnecessarily far down. Really. Like, it's okay, but in the end, I can't see as much of the field. And I also can't see over as much of the ball. So it just doesn't really work out well. So yeah, would recommend changing a little bit. Maybe even considering putting your height to about 90, 100, 110. That seems to be about the limit most high level players put it at. But yeah, definitely have a look into that. Now, for the questions you're actually asking, positioning. Just be wider. Be wider on the field. Maybe I can pull up an example of my own. Basically, main problem with you is that you're going in way too close. A lot of the time. We'll try that. So yeah, if we go through my replay, you'll see me staying wide a lot of the time. We'll just go through it quickly. So you'll see me here just staying wide a lot of the time, just trying to wait for an opportunity. Very ball chasey of me to begin with. We'll skip past. We'll just dismiss that. Moving on. Anyway. But yeah, main principle is that you should be staying a lot wide. You should just be trying to make sure that you're keeping yourself a lot wider than you are. Just give your teammates space. Eventually they'll pass it to you. Don't try and force the issue too much. In terms of boost management, just pick up more small pads. Really, make an effort. Just pick up some more small pads as you run up the field instead of going all the way back. I didn't really see too many of those issues. It was only really when you got caught out and you got scored on, because you just didn't have the boost, because you just kind of hung around the field. And like, it's very easy to just say, oh, I didn't have enough boost, but really that's not a good excuse in any situation. There's always small boosts around. You can always pick up about 3 or 4 small pads within a couple of seconds, and voila, you have like 48 boosts, and you have 0 excuses. So yeah, so that's the main thing there, and pretty much the need boost argument debunked massively, because it's the dumbest argument in history, to be honest. It's the dumbest excuse. There's a lot better excuses someone can come up with, i.e. I'm shit at the game. So, but anyway, moving on. I think that is pretty much... Actually, I think that is pretty much it for this. Anyway, if you do need any more clarification, feel free to DM me and Discord. I'm sure there's also the other coaches who'd be happy to help. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the analysis, and till then, goodbye.